Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to another episode of the YouTube. It's been coming up on 2 weeks now since the Two Bros show. 2 weeks of settling into life as an overall champion, which is of course very different. It is literally no different at all. Over the last 2 weeks, it's really just been a case of cracking on. Getting back to work, of course, the main shows, the main objectives still lie ahead of us. Today it's Thursday, it's around 6:30 in the morning, obviously just out for my steps. And we're just over 7.5 weeks out from the WNBF Ireland. So still a good bit of time. Obviously, I am in a very good spot, but we still definitely have some time to pull off a bit more body fat and get us into an even better position for that show. Unfortunately, England were knocked out of the World Cup last night to Argentina. Not to remind any of you English viewers. I was a little bit gutted, to be honest. I was hoping for a rerun of the final of the Euros, but I don't think it's, in the grand scheme of things, I honestly don't think it'll have made too much difference because I just think Spain's name is on it, to be honest. I could be wrong now though. There's just something about that Argentina team, Messi in particular. It just seems like they never want to give up, and they probably did deserve to win that game last night. But yeah, it's Thursday today, as I said, leg day. We'll take you along for that session, as I do think it's been a while since I've recorded any footage from legs. Got a haircut to get in halfway through the day, so you may forgive me for the state of the trim. Desperately in need of some length off the top for sure. And then there's not too much else planned for the day outside of that. Thursday's usually the day I head to actually Marks and Spencer's now for the weekly grocery shop. I have taken a step up in the world, guys, and decided to leave Tesco behind and embrace my inner snob a little bit more. We will be acquiring Basa and Honduran prawns from M&S this evening, as long as their fridges work, because I had this instance last week where I went for the first trip, the first weekly shop in Marks and Spencer's on prep, which I'm not sure how many of you can relate, but the weekly shop is definitely, it's more of a pivotal moment in your week when you're on prep, that's for sure. I definitely do spend a little bit more time thinking about, what particular foods I'm getting and different things like that, even though, to be honest, my meals are the same pretty much every day at the moment anyway. But yeah, unfortunately their fridges, I don't know what it was, they had some major malfunction with their fridges last week when I went in, so literally all of the meat was cordoned off, and the girl was like, sorry, we can't sell you any of that, which was just brilliant. But anyway, no, we've got that to do. And then I'm actually off work tomorrow. Took the day off work as I have a couple of days in excess, and obviously the Odyssey is out in the cinema tomorrow, and Jake had mentioned he was going. So just fancied taking the day off. We'll get Opera in early and then heading to the cinema to see that. So very much looking forward to that. That should be good. I am trying to still definitely engage with normal life activities and not do a Jay Cutler like I did last time and lock myself in a fucking box as soon as we sort of got to the business end of prep. But yeah guys, that is kind of the update for now. A couple more things I will run over in this vlog, as well as obviously the timeline for the rest of prep. But as I'm approaching one of the busiest roads in Northern Ireland, I will leave it here for now and catch you in the next clip. Alright guys, so hopefully, as you can tell, I am looking a little bit more presentable now and have got the barber's appointment chalked off, done and dusted for the day. Just back home now to finish off the last couple of hours of work here. before obviously hitting legs, which, as I've said, I will take you along for. I will probably just do a little bit of sort of post commentary over the top of that though, as I do just want to get my session in and get to M&S to get the shopping done. But yeah guys, there were a few things I wanted to chat about today. Just to update you on, bring you up to speed, as obviously, yeah, you know, we're not too far out from the first show now. The first planned show anyway of the season, and there have been a few little tweaks to things, not in terms of calories or in terms of, you know, the actual high day protocol, cardio, anything like that. Everything there has actually just stayed, you know, relatively untouched. There have just been a few little smaller things that I've done. So this morning we actually got a new low weigh-in of this prep, which is very, very satisfying. From 76.75 kilos or 169.23 pounds. So I was very, very happy to see that, to be honest. I did drop into the 169s briefly in the Monday and Tuesday following the Tubro show, but last week my body weight then went back up quite a bit since obviously you know, I got a bit more food back into the system and back into proper training routine. So yeah, that was nice. The other big change that I made the most recent high day weekend past there, I have been running 1 cap of glyco tank. I think I covered this with every single meal on my high days. And to be honest guys, I was just noticing that I didn't feel the most comfortable, to be honest, going into the second high day. I always found I was kind of struggling. My stomach felt very, very full, and training legs particularly, you know, especially at the moment whenever the weather's so good and it's very hot in the gym, feeling that way, it just wasn't the best place to be. So there were a few things I did the weekend past, you know, tried to space my meals out on the Sunday a little bit more, but I also ran a cap of Turbo Digest with every single meal as well. And honestly, the difference that made was night and day. Like, I'm going to keep that in for sure. So 1 cap Turbo Digest alongside the glyco tank. Potentially, you know, over the coming weeks here, as I get a little bit leaner, we might even reduce the quantity of glyco tank there, just to stop me going hypo. It shouldn't really be an issue at this stage, to be fair, but I imagine it will be in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, that's definitely been a positive change. You know, the digestive benefits I saw as a result of that were just massive. So gonna stick with that for sure. Another thing, I have been spamming the catalyst, the engineered catalyst. That and Rise and Shine. I think I talked about the Rise and Shine combo alongside my morning steps in the last video, but really been enjoying obviously having a scoop of Rise and Shine, getting out the door first thing in the morning, get my fasted steps done exactly the same thing this morning. There is a little bit of caffeine in there, but it's just not enough in my opinion to warrant worrying about. Catalyst is a hydration supplement. Sorry guys, we got cut off there. There was a delivery at the door, and for once it wasn't supplements. But yeah, no, I have been running the Catalyst. That's obviously a hydration product from Engineered. Really been enjoying utilizing it. Obviously with the hotter weather though, I have again been having sometimes 2 to 3 serves of it per day. Last week I woke up with a pretty bad cramp in my calf. I want to say 2 or 3 nights, definitely the Wednesday and Thursday night. Usually that points to hydration issue and, you know, sodium imbalance. So I actually increased my total sodium per day to 12 grams, made up of obviously 6 grams pink salt, 6 grams low salt. Because I am probably drinking a little bit more at the moment as well with the hotter weather. And as I said, sometimes 2 to 3 serves of Catalyst. Don't really want to go beyond that though. But at this stage, you know, I don't really see the downsides of using it. I think Catalyst as a product as well is just fantastic value. There's 100 servings in obviously each tub. And I've got a couple of tubs with different flavors. The OG cherry coconut, which I'm yet to try. The new lychee one, which is unreal, and the other one I think that I've been using the most is Tokyo's Candy Craze. Both of those that I've tried have been pretty good. So yeah, that's the other thing that I am now running. Quite funny, given obviously that I was chatting previously about how usually I do keep things quite basic. especially in the off season. Like I don't bother with hydration products or anything like that in the off season. But just with the hotter weather, the weather here has been very, very good in Ireland for like the last couple of weeks. Obviously just fluid intake is a bit higher, and then it's going to be higher anyway given the body composition I'm at. So yeah, a couple of little changes there that I thought I would update you on. But yeah guys, I am going to get back to work and make sure obviously that I see off this day in as productive a fashion as possible before obviously getting the out of office on, heading to the gym, getting legs in, and then obviously looking forward to the day off tomorrow. But yes guys, I will catch you anyway whenever we get in for legs. All right guys, so you join me for the voiceover section of the leg session that I got on yesterday. It is now Friday. So kicking off this session, I've obviously ran through it before. We've got 2 sets on the prime hybrid leg extension, which I do actually get on with this piece. The top set here, I am 1 pin off the stack, so it's I think it's 103 kilos at setting 1, so that's cam setting 1. Obviously, objective here is to just make sure that I spend some time in the lengthened and get each rep fully short. The back off by nature, I've explained this before. I do tend to enjoy these sets a little bit more, get a little bit more of a connection with the target muscle throughout, and go for a little bit more of a squeeze in both the lengthened and the short. Back off is ran at cam setting 5, so it is slightly more focused around obviously loading the lengthened portion of the movement. But yeah, no, both of these sets went really well. I took a +1 on the top set as well. So yeah, quality stuff, really good start to the session. Felt good going into this one, to be fair. As good as I could, at this stage of the game, really. The next movement, of course, is a lion hamstring curl. That is followed by adductors, and then we obviously get on to the main compounds. The lion ham is on the same hybrid prime machine that I use for the leg extension, obviously. So I am that guy that just hogs the machine for a good 30 to 40 minutes. Everyone else in the gym dock hates to see me coming on a Thursday. But yeah, same sort of setup here. First set is at setting 5 and the second set is at setting 3. I do still go pretty heavy on the top set here as well. I think I only got 5 reps, and then the back off set is closer to the 10 to 12 range. The adductor is the Atlantis adductor upstairs. On there I've got a cluster set, so what that means is I load it appropriately to the point where I'm going to feel around 15 to 16 reps, and then once I hit failure, give myself 30 seconds of rest, and then I go again. Just do as many reps as I can, give myself another 30 seconds, and then go again. So it's quite an effective way to get a lot of blood into your adductors, and also to hit failure on an adductor machine, which, we all know the drill. Most of them tend to be quite light. This one is actually pretty heavy. But yeah, a good set there on it as well. I think I got 16 reps on the first set, 7 on the second, and 6 on the third, which again is a match. We obviously then moved on to the Arsenal and the hack squat. Both of these sets went pretty well. I gained a +1 on the Arsenal yesterday, which was nice. And then the hacks, I actually made quite a big decision to drop the load. I had been doing 4.5 plates. Last week I got 4 + 1, and I just wasn't as happy with it. This prime hack squat, I just feel like I get much better work done on it when it's in a higher rep range, somewhere between 7 to 10 reps for me. I've gotten off it and thought, fuck, I love that thing, in comparison to, lower rep stuff, which just doesn't feel as good. So I did drop this down to 4 plates and a 2.5 per side, which was quite a big drop. But as I said, I wanted to go for quite a big increase in reps. So I'm going to try and hold this for dear life in and around the 4 plate mark, to be honest. Obviously I am using the band as well, but I'm not getting too much there in terms of assistance from it. But yeah, after that we've got a single leg press. We've got obviously the Atlantis toe raise or toe press, calf press if you're a normal person and that's what you call it, which have 3 sets on. And then, you know, I couldn't not include the ab work after obviously you know, ranting on about that in one of my recent videos and how we need to approach calf, abs, you know, all these areas that sort of work with the same level of importance and mindset as any other muscle. But yeah, really good session, super pleased with it, you know, honestly just quality work. And you know, throughout this prep I have done a pretty good job, I think, of holding performance at pretty good levels through my legs, which is a lot more than can be said for the last prep. But anyway, I wanted to get on to, as part of this as well, the topic of the video, which is the timeline, to reveal the timeline of the specific shows that I am doing. Obviously, we've already done the Two Bros MK Classic, which was on the 4th of July. Came away obviously with the overall classic win there and won my class in both bodybuilding and classic physique. So next up, we are 7 weeks and 2 days out today from the WMBF Ireland. After that, 2 weeks later, we've got the MBFI. Of course, I done both of those shows in 2023, so I am definitely looking forward to stepping back on both of those stages. After that, we are heading over to Telford for PCA Naturals 5. That's the last PCA Naturals show of the season. And we've got the possibility there of qualifying for the PCA British Finals the next day. So that's kind of the goal. You know, the objective there would be to compete on the Saturday in the Naturals 5, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, step on stage the Sunday as well in the British Finals. And then after that, we move on, I suppose, to the two really big ones. The NBW International in October on, I think the 17th is the day I'd be stepping on stage, but it is that weekend. And then the final show, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed we get there, the WMBF Worlds in Calgary in Canada. Of course, got to the Worlds in 2023, so would love to get back there. It was just such a great experience and truly felt like the pinnacle of my season, and really just the pinnacle of what we could all hope for in terms of, you know, a natural bodybuilding contest. So very excited about both of those shows, the prospects of competing at them. The MBW last year looked absolutely insane, so yeah, very, very excited about obviously the potential of stepping on stage there. The big thing for me over the remaining weeks here is just to try and hold training performance where it's at, keep my physique fresh, because, you know, as a lot of people have said to me, I'm pretty much there. There's not too much more to come off. So the big thing we want to ensure is just that I stay fresh, we don't lose any muscle, and I'm in the best possible position to compete at each of these shows. But yeah, that's the plan. So 7 shows in total, I think it is, which yeah, is quite a lot. But you know, I am keen to maximize this year, get as much out of it as possible, experience-wise, and also just enjoy it, because my outlook has always been, you know, if you've done this before, if you've competed, you know how much work goes into it, day in, day out. The way I always explain it to people, like prep and competing is almost like our prime as bodybuilders. Like, this is the time you want to maximize. This is the time that we spend all that time in the off season working towards, and you can love the training and all the rest of it, but I actually really do like competing and stepping on stage. So yeah, just keen to get it, you know, the most out of this year as possible. Hence why there is such a raft of shows there, and as of today I actually have 18 more weeks of prep, so a very long prep. You know, that takes me up to mid-October. We are actually going to be getting GTA 6 before CBAM finishes prep, so yeah. But anyway guys, that's the timeline. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know as well if I will see any of you at any of those shows, and yeah, outside of that guys, I will catch you in the next clip. I'll have some of that. All right guys, so shopping has been acquired. To be fair, pretty much the usual amount. For those interested, it tends to cost me around 60 quid a week, which in this day and age, I don't really think you can complain too much about. I do just find it quite humorous that food on prep seems to be costing me more than food in the off season did, and obviously I'm on pretty much 1,000 calories more in the off season. But yeah, that is, to be honest, pretty much a wrap for the day, guys. I'm obviously gonna head home here, grab a shower, get the final meal in, which is the usual: 50 grams of oats, 50 grams of whey, 100 frozen blueberries, and 20 almond butter. Got the Pippin Nut coconut almond butter per Butcher and Jake's recommendation. Holy good fuck. Yeah, it's good. I am a fan of coconuts. Just love coconuts, me. But yeah, no, quality nut butter option there. I do still really like peanut butter, to be honest. Like, it would be my preference over almond butter, but yeah, no, that stuff is very nice indeed. And it's those things that you do look forward to whenever you're on prep, because obviously, you know, meals are smaller, and that's just part and parcel of the process. But yeah, guys, I will leave it here for now. The session in the dock there was quality, as per usual with legs. To be fair, sessions have been very, very good of late. Last week was a little bit of a blip, but outside of that, leg sessions have been flying over the last couple of weeks. Managed to gain back a couple of reps there. Did drop my hack a bit in terms of the load in pursuit of a bit more of a stimulating higher rep set, which I'm sure I'll get into in the voiceover. But anyway, yes guys, good session. Another day done and dusted. And yes, I'll obviously catch up with you all in the morning. Yes guys, so it is Friday, the next day from obviously the previous clips where I wrapped up at M&S, but we've made it to Jake's Whip, actually. I'm losing my meal, post-workout meal in Jake's car virginity here. So yeah, we've obviously made it to the Omniplex in Craigavon as well. As I said, we are here to see the Odyssey, so hopefully it's a good film.
I'm here for Travis Scott and only Travis Scott's features.
I'm here for Zendaya, so I am, and Tom Holland. But I know, hopefully it should be good. Didn't realise actually, I think she plays Athena in this.
Oh, I don't even
and
know
mate, I've got a tattoo of Athena on my arm. Yeah, that's who that is. Yep. All right, love. Did you know I've got a tattoo on my arm of you? And I got the WNBF Worlds.
Came sixth, but
yeah, newly crowned Two Bros Classic champion. But yes, guys, no, we don't have. Well, to be fair, we've got 15 minutes here. Yeah. But yeah, gonna get this meal in post workout after what was a very good upper session. Did drop off a couple of reps early in the session, but I trained on 2 meals less than normal. And also, like, we got legs in pretty late last night, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we actually ended up gaining a couple reps back on the knotless single arm row, so happy enough with the session, to be fair. Another one ticked off and done. But yes, gonna get this meal in here, and then I have my oats for post Odyssey to get in as well, so I'll probably catch up with you then, and well, we give them a score out of 5 that we're gonna put in the letterboxd for the film.
Yeah, you need to do it out of 5 for letterboxd.
Yeah, we'll give you a score out of 5 after the film then. All right, guys. So we have made it back to the car. rather strange circumstances. Definitely maybe not what we anticipated this morning, but no, it is a bit of a serious topic. About 20 minutes before the end of the film, a guy in a couple of rows in front of us had some form of fit, maybe an epileptic fit. That's what they were saying on the phone.
But there was a lot more like flashing beforehand.
Yeah,
like,
true.
There wasn't any flashing at that scene.
True. Yeah. His father was very apologetic, but yeah, there was a whole load of commotion. They paused the film, and the ambulance crew are here now. So we made it, you know, what, 2 hours 25 minutes through the film. So we've seen the majority of it, but I think we're gonna have to do a second watch now for the Odyssey. But thoughts?
Oh, it was on for a 5-star, like straight away.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Very good.
Could be Nolan's best.
Yeah, very good watch. If you are interested in going to see it, I would definitely recommend. But yeah, sitting here now, getting the post-movie food in. Jake's on the prawns and pineapple. Quite jealous.
Actually cooked some jasmine rice today instead of sushi.
Oh,
just for a change.
Just for a wee change. I'm a thorough sushi convert now at this stage.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Here, do you know what I got yesterday? What prawns are them? They M&S?
Chili and paprika.
They do like coconut prawns. Chili and coconut prawns as well.
Do they come in the 140 gram pack?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I don't buy them.
You don't buy them?
200 gram a meal.
I bought 2 packs of them, and they also do calamari rings, which I bought as well, because the macros are like the same as prawns. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, right, well, I'll try that, just for a wee change. But
tomorrow's food then? That's
tomorrow's food. High days. But yeah, no, very good film. And yeah, we'll obviously still, I'm sure, catch up on the ending at some stage, but we got very, very close. Just gonna get this food in and then head home. But for now, I think we're gonna leave it there, because obviously this vlog has been a little bit of a longer one. As always, thank you very much for watching and tuning in. I do very much appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully now that the elusive timeline has been revealed as well, my plans for the year are a little bit clearer. But yes, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, subscribe if you want to stay up to date. There will be plenty more videos to come. Drop a like if you've enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the next one.